Let me tell you a little story about a writer-director named Gregory Widen. While studying to craft himself to be a screenwriter at UCLA, he wrote a script titled Shadow Clan as a class project. Unbeknownst to him, he went on to sell that screenplay for near $200,000, less than 1% of the movie's final production budget, as the film Highlander. The film was released to lackluster reviews and a box office reception that couldn't even break even. In the coming years, it has pretty much been one of the most recognizable cult-followed films in history, prompting many to consider it amongst the works of Todd Browning, John Carpenter, and Dennis Hopper to give it the honor of the cult classic. Widen's script, however, was drastically changed and lightened. However, we fast forward to a film where the most creative control Widen could ask for would be on his 1995 release, The Prophecy. Now, before you think this is another tirade on a movie that a lot of people like and some hate, like Titanic, let me clarify. I love this movie. I love relatively everything about it. The mood, the cinematography, the pacing, the violence, the visual effects, and most of all, the casting and the acting are fantastic. I mean, look at the cast. Elias Koteas, Virginia Madsen, Amanda Plummer, Eric Stoltz, Adam Goldberg, and our leading man, Christopher Walken, leads the best performance in this whole thing. No, I don't care that the movie's protagonist is Koteas. Walken is the star of this film. He's like Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight or Ian McDiarmid in the Star Wars saga. Everything else just seems secondary because the performance is so good and so disgustingly likable where you start rooting for the villain. So you're possibly wondering why I'm deciding to riff this film if I like it so much. Well, it's not necessarily that there isn't stuff to make fun of, but I want to get to the direct-to-DVD bullshit sequels that came out afterwards due to the original's popularity. The series' home video and DVD releases are popular even now. I mean, look at this multi-feature DVD release from Miramax. The most popular film it came up with for Christopher Walken is not The Deer Hunter, not King of New York, not even Pulp Fiction, but fucking Wedding Crashers. And Madsen of Sideways fame and a strangely relatively easy to remember role in David Lynch's Dune is not being shown as anything else except for The Haunting in Connecticut. And hold the bullshit on Dune, I'll get to it eventually. But enough about the preamble, let's get into The Prophecy. Damn, even the opening credits in this movie are creepy. The film quality and the lighting are perfect.
Of every honor and dignity, of all progress and stability.
We're gonna hold on Lily Sobieski crying at the feet of Peter O'Toole, aren't we? Nope. We get Elias Koteas as Thomas having a bout of flash editing that would make Hans Bakovic blush. We catch up with what I assume is years later as he's trying to brood in his best Bud White cosplay.
Sorry.
Thomas arrives home, greeted by Lance being a show-off who delivers the exposition on what the Paul Morrissey episode was about.
I know what you saw.
What do you want?
You have no idea what this is like for me.
And we cut away to an angel attempting an Eric Draven. A lesson that just because you want to dress like Ozzy doesn't mean you should dress like Ozzy. And it's Adam Guito versus Valak as we get the first fight scene in the film. And Simon gives one of the most nonchalant and yet unexpectedly creepy send-offs. As we get Simon arriving at the empty wake of a colonel to retrieve the soldier's soul. And the introduction of our leading ladies, Catherine and Mary.
Hey, it's a big idea, sitting out here all alone.
Someone's here.
She better not be fucking psychic or I'm going to punch the screen. Annie Wheaton didn't help out any situation and it didn't work out for Kim Diamond. Ooh. I just referenced Blair Witch 2. Hold on, I feel a little dirty. Anyway, we come to the autopsy of the dead angel.
Think of the possibilities.
He's also a hermaphrodite. Oh. He's got both male and female sex organs.
Is he a Hot Tales character all of a sudden?
Can I keep this?
Sign for it. What are we gonna do here, Tommy?
Looks like one of Alan Gates' documentary subjects.
And there rose a second war in heaven. Gabriel.
And with an awesome lead-in like that, you're either going to get Oscar Polk, Christian Rode, or our guy Christopher Walken.
Simon.
And as quickly as he is introduced, he's gone. Cutting to when Mary discovers Simon in the abandoned section of the school. And this, again, is where Simon gets a little creepy.
Simon. That's a pretty name.
Does Miss Henley know you're here?
No, she doesn't. No one does. And I would like to keep it like that if we can.
He's about to morph into that pedophile in Equinox, isn't he?
Gee, Jerry, you look like shit.
Leave me alone, Gabriel.
Adam Goldberg is Gabriel's undead servant that has to retrieve Uziel's possessions while he sets about burning the body.
I'm gonna need to see a pass.
That is cool. His laid-back attitude mixed with what he does just makes it so much more of a smooth character, and in turn it's far more believable. Ironically, around 2 years before he took this role, he played the Angel of Death in Madonna's Bad Girl music video, where he pretty much was the same exact character, just a little less angry. And we get back to Simon and Mary.
Can you keep a secret? The biggest secret ever.
Should I be watching this?
You're a very clever girl.
And now we're watching the little girl who lives down the lane.
You should see the way the fire lights up your hair.
Great. He passes on the soul he collected into Mary, and Catherine finds her like he gave her a breath of asbestos. She's driven back to her home with her grandmother, and lies sick in bed. Meanwhile, Gabriel catches up to Simon at the school, and this is gonna be the best scene in the film. It's great mood, impeccable lighting, and the timing that is spot on.
So, where's the soul? You know, bigger than a bread box? Will not allow any talking monkey.
Take my place.
You know the routine.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we remember Thomas is in this film, so we pick up with him investigating the Colonel's house and making some pretty damning discoveries on how he was a cannibal and had a collection of human faces locked away in a box. Charming. Like Hannibal Lecter meets Arlie Ermy. Thomas then heads to church.
How do you know my name?
Ah, you look like a Thomas.
Hey, look at me.
You know how you got that dent in your top lip? Way back, before you were born. I told you a secret. Then I put my finger there, and I said, shh.
No idea what that secret was, but it was still an awesome scene because of the presence of Walken. I am serious. Anything with Walken in it, I automatically find something to like. Well, except Gigli. Neither him nor Pacino could save Martin Brest from destroying his career. Mary starts channeling the spirit of Sergeant Tony from Casualties of War as Gabriel gets closer to discovering their whereabouts.
Had chosen we were colder than anyone. Make it stop, Miss Henley! Make it stop!
Thomas and Catherine find a cave conveniently located right off the road that divulges more editing than would find place in Warhol's Vignole or Passion of the Christ. Take your pick.
Thomas?
Simon hid Hawthorne's soul inside her. I need it. Nice Catholic boy like you, Mr. Daggett. We should be on my side.
One more monologue for him like this and he'll become John Milton.
He's an absentee landlord!
So our heavenly Raven Marbles confrontation here not only kills Adam Goldberg, but blows up the trailer as well.
You? If you want him, come and claim him. Can't! Get away from her, you bitch! Have her!
Knowing it isn't over, they head to Mary's grandmother's tribal grounds in order to remove the spirit from her, and Gabriel gets a new assistant in Amanda Plummer.
Get up. Hi!
No.
Great. That's all we need. Alice Hackett. As Amanda learns the ropes of being a walking corpse, Catherine takes a little walk to clear her head.
Hello, Catherine. We must talk.
No way.
Oh my God. God is love.
Is that really?
I don't love you.
Viggo Mortensen as Lucifer. This is the one other thing that can make The Prophecy such a great movie by itself. Though this was after his silent debut in Peter Weir's Witness and his early acclaim in De Palma's Carlito's Way, this is still before he reached a broad audience with 28 Days Later in Lord of the Rings. So this performance is often overlooked, and it's fantastically creepy and maniacal.
I know that this new heaven will just be another hell. You see, I'm not here to help you and the little bitch because I love you or because I care for you, but because two hells is one hell too many. And I can't have that.
So it deals with the devil to ensure humanity meets the Creator and to ensure heaven remains in God's domain. That's a really clever idea.
Do you know what hell really is, Thomas? It's not lakes of burning oil or chains of ice. It's being removed from God's sight.
The real definition of hell, Widen has done his homework, unlike the film's sequels. Gabriel crashes into the party as the exorcism begins, and Thomas has a showdown, testing Gabriel's faith in his creator.
I could get you in now. You love it. Nobody tells you when to go to bed. You eat all the ice cream you want. You get to kill. All day, all night. It's like an angel. Save yourself!
Why? Go to the wall for that bitch. A rugrat. It all turns out the same anyway. Now, later, I'm gonna rip that kid apart.
Thomas proceeds to beat Gabriel senseless until Viggo comes back into the picture and drags Gabriel's corpse away, right after he pays homage to every Herschel Gordon Lewis film ever made. If hearts are what you crave, give Lucy a call, and you're set.
I'll take this, bitch! Watch out!
We have a Widen, Thomas.
And so comes to the end of The Prophecy. It's edgy, well-paced, the effects aren't half bad, though some do have a very distinct Highlander-esqueness to them. The acting is fantastic, and Walken and Mortensen are a joy to watch getting down to their evil ways. It's just a well-rounded film. And you know what? The ending could warrant a sequel, but it doesn't necessarily have to. It's kind of like the end of Boondock Saints or Star Wars. The end of the films closed out the immediate questions about the story, but there could still be more explored. But I'll have to save that for when we get into The Prophecy 2 Ashtown, when things start getting shitty.